This is the 2023 Acura MDX. This is the advanced package we're going to be looking at today and answer the question, is it the best luxury three-row SUV for under $70,000? It has an exterior color of platinum white with a parchment interior. A very nice look throughout. It does have the panoramic sunroof. I promise to open that shade later on and show you what it looks like with the shade drawn back. You do have ample cargo and passenger space and a lot of tech features for the money. In fact, one thing about the title of this video, regardless, this is one of the best priced models in its class. In fact, you get quite a few features for less money than most competitors. The MDX was fully redesigned for the 2022 model year and definitely has a modern look and feel to it. It balances a sporty, modern, and luxurious look all in one package, put together very well in my personal opinion. And when you look at the diamond pentagon grille surrounded by the chrome trim, depending on who you are, to me it looks like somebody took the Acura logo and threw it into the center of that grille and everything is flowing away from it. Some people might say it looks like everything is flowing towards the logo. Which person are you? Nothing wrong with either direction, it just depends on perspective. The dual eye LED headlights accented by the LED daytime running lights. I like that kind of a check mark right there. It's almost as if checking off the box and saying, yes, it's good enough. And down here on the lower portion of the bumper, again, we're gonna have some of that chrome accent down there and the LED fog lights as well. This is the SH all-wheel drive model, so we're gonna have all-wheel drive and quite a bit of grip, bringing traction and stability when driving. 255 is what we're gonna have on the width, so a lot of traction, a lot of meat on the ground. The 50 series sidewall and wrapped around the 20-inch wheels. We're also gonna have the body color mirror with, again, some of that chrome accent there. Tell me what you think about that. Do you like the chrome? We're gonna have that in quite a few places. The turn signal indicators built into the power adjustable side view mirrors. And here is your remote. I know the main thing people like to know about with these remotes, well, you can see it right there at the top. It says engine hold. That's basically your remote start is what that is. And a little bit more of that chrome down there. It looks kind of interesting. When you look at that piece down there, it looks very similar to what is on the brand new Mazda MX-90. Actually has a very similar kind of almost a butter knife look there at the end of it. Don't know that that's coincidental or on purpose, but it is what it is. Kind of an interesting thing. Gonna have the roof rails up there and the body colored shark fin antenna. We'll finish the top of the vehicle off with the nice rear roof spoiler here and the rear window wiper. And yes, this is a power tailgate. You can kick your foot under there if you want to, or you can swipe it across like that. Either way is going to work. It just depends on your personal preference. Under the hood is the 3.5-liter Acura V6. It makes 290 horsepower and 267 pounds-feet of torque. Power ultimately goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission before, as you know, making its way to the ground via all-wheel drive. And let's talk about MPGs. In fact, while we talk about MPGs, let's look at what they are. In fact, you can take a good look at the sticker if you want to right here. Just pause the video. But there you go. How about the MPGs? 19 city, 25 highway, 21 combined, and 4.8 gallons of gas is what Acura says you should use per every 100 miles you drive. That is unless you're towing a trailer, which you can do depending on if it's front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Front-wheel drive tows up to 3,500 pounds, all-wheel drive tows up to 5,000 pounds. And how about cargo capacity? Well, 18.1 cubic feet up to 95 cubic feet. So depending on how you set things up here, obviously we can let these rear seats down all the way on both sides. That's going to be one way to bring more cargo capacity. We can also come in here and lower the middle row seats as well. As simple as pulling on the lever right there, and there we go. But there's one more little trick here, and it has to do with the fact that you can take that middle seat out of the middle row. It does increase cargo capacity to a degree. It might make things a little bit easier in some way, shape, and form. There could be a lot of reasons why you might want to remove that seat. But just so you know, it is removable. And taking a look in from the rear door on the driver's side, you will have the privacy shades that can be put in place. Kind of hard to do that one-handed, but there we go, got it done. If rear seat passengers want to do that, the nice comfortable armrest right here, if you put your arm up there, it feels a lot better than it does than if you poke it like this. We all do that in the car review industry, don't we? And the nice large door bends for an SUV of this size, I think that works quite well. And I like the fact that when you push this button, the seat gets up and out of the way. You don't have to do anything other than push that button. That allows us to gain access to the rear seating area. Now, something to look at here. With the seats all the way back, it's a little tight, that's for sure. Now, I don't know how realistic this is. It would have to be one of the kids or somebody with really short legs, but you can see that the passenger side seat here is all the way forward. There is opportunity for additional leg space. And by the way, what will rear seat passengers find? Well, they're going to find a cup holder right here and a USB port. And there's what everything looks like the way I have it set up for what we saw when I was sitting in the third row back there, just in case you are curious to see for yourself. We'll hop inside and take a look at what rear seat passengers are going to find. They will have the seat back pockets to help out with things. Obviously, they can control everything with the AC back here, with the tri-zone climate control. You can control fan speed and obviously temperature. Now, one thing you won't need anytime soon here in Northwest Louisiana are the heated seats here in this area, the dual air conditioning vents, and we also have a 12-volt power outlet, the USB, and another power outlet option on the right-hand side. And as promised, yes, there is the panoramic sunroof in all its glory on this gorgeous sunny day here in Northwest Louisiana. And looking in through the passenger side front door, what are we going to find? Again, the soft touch materials here, comfortable for the armrest. A little bit larger door bend, so for the door bend snob in your life, well, they better call Shotgun, or maybe they should grab the remote. There's the Acura logo proudly displayed, prominently displayed, maybe it's a better way to put it, on the door sill. And the power adjustable, heated and ventilated front seats for the driver and the passenger. We're going to have a combination of multiple materials here, including a lot of gloss black. So if you like gloss black, well, you're in luck. If not, well, just don't pay attention, but it's here. And here is the nice felt lined interior of the glove box, quite a bit of space in there. And as you can see, here are the controls for the air conditioner. There is the proof of the ventilated seats that we're going to leave on. We don't need heated at all. Not anytime soon. That's a fact. And hidden away right there, you're going to find the 2 USB ports. We've got quite a few USB ports throughout the interior. Wireless charging for the phone right there. There's the cup holders, a little bit more of space right there. And the nice multitasking lid for the center console, because it's the lid and an armrest all in one. Now, you might say to yourself, that's not much space. Well, guess what? That is more space. And you're going to find more connectivity options, as you can see right there. Let's open up the 12 volt so you can see that, and the USB connectivity option. And on the upper console, everything for controlling the reading lights or the map lights, the power shade for the panoramic sunroof, and the sliding and tilt functionality of the sunroof itself, as well as the sunglass holder. We'll also find a vanity mirror and have a little light there to help out in dark situations. And how far back does this visor go? Actually, I'm really impressed with that, because a lot of visors go to about right there. This one completely covers the side window for the passenger side, which means obviously we're going to duplicate that over on the driver's side. And by the way, heated door mirrors are standard on all of the MDX models. And when you lock the interior, you do find out that they are power folding. That's another one of those things people like to know about. If I don't show it, they ask about it in the comments section, so now you know. And taking a look at the driver's side door, you're going to see, well, all of the functionality and features you likely expect to. There will be 3 settings for seat memory here. You have several different features you can control from this area, including the head-up display. Yes, there is one here. This is a power adjustable, tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel, and when you get in, that's Acura's way of saying, welcome to the interior of your MDX. And so let's take a quick look here. I don't know how well you can see the head-up display. I'm hoping that I'm doing a good job of showing that to you. It's a little bit tricky from this particular angle, but let's see if we can do that real quick. We're just gonna go through a few things. I hope that it's showing up. If not, I apologize, but it is there. That is one of the features that you have. And a very nice looking instrument cluster for the driver. That definitely makes a big difference. It looks nice. It's easy to work through as far as different functionality and all that good stuff. You also have your cruise control and all the functionality you can control here on the steering wheel, and the paddle shifters to work your way through that 10-speed automatic transmission. Here's where you're going to control the lighting on the exterior of the vehicle and use those blinkers. Probably the thing that is in the best shape when a lot of people trade their vehicles in because they haven't been used, for especially a lot of you Shreveport, Louisiana drivers. And right here, I can't say anything sarcastic about the control for the front and rear window wipers. Now, one thing that a lot of people are probably going to say, oh man, I don't like that. Once you get used to it, it's no big deal. This is the trackpad right here. This is what's going to allow you to control the infotainment screen. And I know a lot of people don't like that. You know, this is not that unusual of a thing to see. At least it wasn't in years gone by. In the last few years on several vehicles, it's really not that hard to use. Once you get used to it, I don't believe it's going to be a problem for most people. So as you can see, you can go through a load of features here. Like I said, there's a lot of technology here, a lot of great features and functionality that you can use and at a really good price point. And we're going to go into reverse right here. And as you can see, we have multiple camera views, including that overhead 360-degree view. Let's go over here and see what else we have. A couple of other views, as you can see. So a lot going on here. Pretty simple. You can actually change how bright that is if you so desire. You have your trajectory lines and all that good stuff. So depending on your situation, well, that's going to work out really well. Now, one thing that, again, kind of like this multi-view camera here, you do have the front view as well. So if you're wondering about that, well, there you go. There's the front view. I don't think there is a front camera washer, and I am correct. I didn't look earlier, but there's not one there. Not a big deal necessarily, but there's what you have where that is concerned. But the one thing I wanted to show you real quick is right here. The push button shifter. What do you think about that? Do you like it? Do you not? One thing that separates this push button shifter out from Honda is that instead of being located in this area, it's a little more up and out of the way. So not necessarily a bad thing. What about driving modes? Let's see if we can get into our driving modes real quick and show you what's going on there. So we have snow mode, and you can see that you're going to have the animated graphics for that. You have comfort mode. You have normal, so when you want to drive normally, or if you want to drive spiritedly. Is that right? Spiritedly or drive spirited? I don't know. I'm not a grammar major, but you can see right there what you have with sport mode. And then if you push right here, you're going to have individual. So that means that you can actually go in and make changes to every portion of the vehicle depending on what you want. It doesn't all have to be sport. It doesn't all have to be normal. It doesn't all have to be, well, whatever it is you like. So overall, that is a quick look at your interior. Very nice. A lot of great technology here. Simple to use, no matter what you may or may not think. I promise you that's the case here. Hopefully an owner will chime in the comments and tell you how easy it is to get used to this, because I know that's going to concern a lot of people, and I understand that, but I really don't think it's that hard to learn or use or adjust to. Not that big of a deal. Just is what it is for now. Maybe we'll see a touchscreen in the future with the MDX. Tell me what you think about that. By the way, I showed you what happens when you get into your Acura as far as the greeting goes. That's what happens when you stop the engine. You shut off the ignition, and that's the outro saying, bye, see you next time. Okay, we're gonna hop out for our quick test drive here. And I know a lot of people are likely to say, is the horsepower rating enough? I think it is. The average person is not going to need 350 or 400 horsepower. And plus, even in this particular instance, I mean, you're right at 300 horsepower and you're still getting phenomenal gas mileage, at least in my book. The more horsepower you make, the harder it is to have good gas mileage, obviously. And you get to a point to where it's just not going to matter. You're going to have a difficult time getting good numbers on that. So with this particular model with the V6, I think it's a good balance of horsepower and torque for the weight of the vehicle, a good horsepower to weight ratio. Now, I haven't had the opportunity to do a lot of, or any towing. I haven't had a chance to put other people in the interior with me here and see how that goes. It would be nice to try that and see what the difference may be and how it goes going down the road in the MDX, but honestly, I don't think it's going to be a problem no matter what you do or don't do. We're going to try and avoid getting hit by anybody here who may not be paying much attention. So here we go. Let's see if we can do a little acceleration test. Definitely not a problem. I mean, it's not exactly neck snapping and moving super quick, but it's not bad. I'm pretty impressed. Now, we're not going to do too much of that. But one way or another, I have to say I am impressed with the way this MDX gets down the road. Overall, the ride quality is very solid. That's one thing that you have here, is a very performance-like handling capability, especially with the SH all-wheel drive. And then you add in the fact that not only does it handle extremely well, but it's comfortable at the same time. More often than not, you have one or the other, but you don't have both. And so the situation is quite simple where all of that is concerned. The MDX has a good balance of performance and a very comfortable ride quality. The seats themselves, nice and comfortable, obviously fully adjustable here in the front seat for the driver and the passenger. Steering is good, sure, good at handling. It's a very responsive vehicle and easy to drive. It's enjoyable in every form and fashion based on my experience, and I like the fact that even though you don't have a touch screen in this particular situation, the technology here is still very easy to learn and use once you've learned it. In fact, if you can use your smartphone, you're in fantastic shape. You're going to do just fine here. And if not, learn to use your smartphone, and then you'll be just fine here, one way or another. But a great balance one way or another with the MDX in basically every area. Plenty of space for passengers, plenty of space for cargo. You really can't go wrong. So tell me what you think down in the comments. Is the 2023 Acura MDX the best luxury three-row SUV for under $70,000? Tell me what your thoughts are and tell me why you answered the way that you did. I'm always curious to know. I have to say a special thanks to my friends at Acura here in Shreveport, Louisiana for loaning me this MDX Advance for the day. And a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.